People have a really messed up attitude when it comes to the word socialization and the dog. Everybody thinks that socialization is about taking the dog, putting it in a backyard with another dog, or taking it to a dog run and just letting them go hog wild. And that's just ridiculous. That's not how you socialize a dog. You socialize a dog by having it around other dogs and making sure that everybody is calm and listening to humans. That's how you do it. That's it. That's it in a nutshell. And if you have a puppy and say your puppy's past 7 weeks, right? That's the point when you split up the litter at 7 weeks and they're around some other puppy, you step in and start telling the dogs to be calm. They don't need to do mock fighting like that. You don't need to encourage an athlete in that way. They're instinctual. You know? So why are you like encouraging that mock fighting? We don't need that. You're not training a fighter, are you? No. No, dogs are athletes, but they're not athletic in that realm unless you're fucked up and you're fighting pit bulls. So there's no reason for your dog to mock fight. That whole mock fighting, that body language, is very similar to that of a fight. That's a dog practicing to beat ass. And, you know, anytime I see this with older dogs, you know, like meaning, you know, it's no longer a puppy anymore. It's like a 2.5, 3-year-old dog. And I walk by the dog run, I'm like, oh, that dog's a fighter. And then there's a fight. None of this needs to be encouraged. My animals, I have all kinds of animals that live around each other. All kinds, birds, cats, dogs. And that's a large part of what I make, my income, is fixing dogs that have aggression towards other animals. And it's because people encourage the wrong thing in the dog. You just exacerbate the calm. You know, when the dog gets excited like that, the two dogs get excited, and you think you're socializing them, step in there. Tell the dog, give both dogs some direction. That's what you want to do. That's socializing the dog. These are not dogs that are living out there in the wild. They don't need to practice this, and if they were living out in the wild, their instincts would say at some point, stop doing that kind of fighting, because you can get hurt during that. And, you know, that's part of surviving out in the wild. You don't want to get too messed up. You don't want to get hurt. It can mean your death. So it doesn't go on and on like we see this shit in the dog run. That is not a positive thing for any dog that is over 7 weeks. If you think that that's socializing a dog, you are a fool. You should be socializing your dog thinking that this dog lives in a human world. Not that the dog lives in the wild. And you don't encourage those behaviors, the people standing around smiling and, look, aren't they having a great time? You know, talking in an upbeat tone. Telling the dog it's good for what it's doing. They don't need to be told that that's good. They need to be told to not do that, do something else. It's like having a child. You know, you look outside and those kids are fighting. You know, you tell little Johnny to go back home. Do you understand? You tell the human child not to fight. You do the same thing with the dog. You do the same thing. It's your responsibility. Stop being lazy and thinking that you're being nice to the dog by taking it to the dog run or putting it in a backyard and just letting it go hog wild. It means you don't have to work. That's what it's about. It's about the owner doesn't have to work and they think that they're doing something good, right? You're being lazy. Put a leash on both dogs and train both dogs to be calm around each other. They don't have to learn how to mock fight. It's a fact.